Now going to petitions, remonstrances, and communications. Ms. Cotter.
Yes, sir. Our first speaker contacted the city and said that they did not wish to speak tonight. Our second speaker is Mr. Eric Wells.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We have something to hand out to each one of you as well. Thank you, Mayor McClure, honorable council members. My name is Eric Wells, and I'm the lead organizer for the Springfield March for Science. April 22nd was a cold, blustery, drizzly day here in Springfield, whereas most people would have preferred to stay indoors. Instead, 1,000 people from across the Ozarks showed up to March for Science. Scientists, environmentalists, science enthusiasts, activists, and science communicators all came to celebrate Earth Day and to celebrate science. They came because they've had enough of the anti-science rhetoric throughout today's politics, and they came to send a message to elected officials like yourselves. And they were not alone. Springfield was one of 7 marches that occurred across Missouri, one of over 400 which occurred in the United States, and one of 610 marches which occurred across the globe. Over 1 million people gathered in cities across the world to stand up for science, make it clear as to what science has provided for them, and to send this message to elected officials. We champion robustly funded and publicly communicated science as a pillar of human freedom and prosperity. We unite as a diverse, nonpartisan group to call for science that upholds the common good, and for political leaders and policymakers to enact evidence-based policies in the public interest. And if we didn't make that message clear enough on April 22nd, we've also placed that message onto a 6-by-3-foot banner and invited those in attendance to sign it. The banners will be presented to 5 of our elected officials, the city of Springfield being its first recipient, as well as Governor Eric Greitens, Senator Claire McCaskill, Senator Roy Blunt, and Representative Billy Long. I present this banner to you along with over 200 citizens of Springfield who have included their names on it. As our elected officials, we look to you to enact evidence-based policies to support and safeguard the local scientific community, and to reject the alarming trend towards discrediting scientific consensus and restricting scientific discovery. With all that having been said, it would be irresponsible of me to walk away without proposing a path for the city to pursue. To begin, the evidence for climate change is unequivocal. Annual temperatures worldwide consistently increase, and flooding is happening more and more often. Locally, we've seen possible climate change effects in the warmer winters and the increased intensity of rainstorms. With these storms, water height records are being consistently set in watersheds depth gauges across the Ozarks. We've had 2 100-year floods in the last 5 years due to heavy rain. The loss of topsoil, property, and life are tolls we will continue to pay the longer it takes for us to address this problem. There are many things that individuals can do to address and mitigate climate change, but there are also many things a city can do which individuals cannot, in areas such as building, transportation, and waste. So here's the proposed path forward, Mayor McClure. I recommend making a commitment to the Global Covenant of Mayors for Climate Energy. This is an international coalition of cities and governments sharing a long-term vision of promoting and supporting voluntary action to combat climate change and to move to a low-emission and resilient society. I have provided for each one of you a compliance guide for this global covenant. It lays out a 4-phase plan which takes place over 3 years. The plan and resources are all provided, but no difference can be made without first making the commitment. Besides, you'll be in good company with over 7,400 mayors across the world. Springfield, Missouri would be the first Springfield on the map, and will be a trailblazing city for the lack of committed cities here in the Midwest. Please look through the guide or go to globalcovenantofmayors.org, and we can speak about this further at a later time. Mayor McKiller and honorable council members, I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. Are there questions for him? Thank you for your discussion, and thank you for the banner.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
And members of council, we will have the banner in the office of the city clerk if you want to review those signatures more carefully.
Thank you. New business, Ms. Cotter.